Hello guys and gals. So this video is going to be about getting started and involved in the cryptocurrency market. Now you guys know me as a Forex or a foreign exchange trader, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about both and how you can combine the two worlds or the two financial markets to really have a organized and expanded portfolio where you have something that's high risk and then something that is maybe a bit more on the low risk side, so you can balance your investment strategy so you are a bit safer of a trader than just going all in on one market or all in on another. Now you can see here that I'm trading a $114,000 account for a buddy of mine, and I'm also trading a personal account of $1,000. So right now I'm currently managing $115,000 in the foreign exchange market. Now that might seem like a lot to you, and it is a lot of money, but it's quite a bit different than $115,000 in the crypto market, where you're actually buying a certain cryptocurrency outright. In the foreign exchange market, it's quite a bit different, where you sign up with a broker, you deposit US dollars or euros, and they give you a certain amount of leverage. So if you have a $1,000 account and the broker has 50-to-1 leverage, that means you're basically working with $50,000. And the reason why the broker allows you to do that is because the small changes in the foreign exchange market wouldn't really show that much money on your $1,000 account unless you did have leverage that the broker gives you, and that's why they do that, so us retail traders can actually see some profit in the market. Now, a standard profit gain or a really good profit gain actually each month would be 5 to 10% in the foreign exchange market. And I think that if you shoot for more than that, then you're over-risking your account, and you can potentially have issues. I've had issues in the past with having brokers that give you 400, 500, even 1,000-to-1 leverage, and it's really easy to get carried away and over-risk your account because of that leverage. And the broker actually wants that to happen. That's why a broker tries to shoot for higher leverage, because they know that about the trader. The trader will try to take advantage of that leverage and potentially have large losses. So, how to balance these two worlds? So basically, I bring in the higher risk, higher gain profits from the crypto markets into my foreign exchange trading, where things are much slower, much more safe, and I have a strategy and a robot that actually trades for me in the foreign exchange market that shows a long-term profitability strategy. So let's move over into the trades that I've taken in the last 24 hours, and I'll introduce you to a little bit of the strategy that I'm taking here. Push up and then a push down, right? So you can see that these are three what they call bearish candles in a row, 3 bearish candles, and then followed by a bullish inside candle. So this is inside the bracket of the previous bearish candle. So that's why I call it an inside candle. As you can see, the top and the bottom of the candle is inside the entire body and wick of the previous candle. Now, a lot of people think that this is a breakout, right? When they breakout means that if price starts moving, then a lot of people jump on. A lot of trader institutions will jump on, traders and institutions, and thinking that this is going to push down. Well, the inside candle is a method that I use to show a potential pullback, where the push down or up is slowing, and there is a possibility for a pullback or a complete change in trend direction. And you can see that these lines here are actually showing the whole and half numbers, which automatically and naturally show support and resistance on specific currency pairs, in particular the pound CAD here. Okay, so my entry was here. You can see I took 50 pips. I'm not going to explain what a pip is. Just do your research online. The stock market has points. Currency exchange has pips. So look at the difference. 50 pips profit, and which gave me about a half a percent profit in this case with my current risk settings. But you can see it was a very clean trade, and it pushed up and popped up here, closed out my trade. My expert advisor or my robot closed out the trade, and that was that. And now I'm currently looking for more positions on the upside, in particular with an inside candle. Right now I don't see any inside candles, so my robot is not taking any positions. But that's the very cool thing about the currency exchange market, is that you can develop robots that do your trading for you. It just takes a lot of research and a lot of time to develop a strategy that works in the longer term, which I have been able to do with this robot, and that's why I'm looking for ways to bring other avenues of money into my currency trading, which is slower and more safe. So let's start into now the Forex, the crypto market, and let's talk about this website called CoinMarketCap. Now, CoinMarketCap is something that pretty much all the bloggers out there on YouTube talking about crypto have on their web browser, because it shows basically the market cap, so how much is invested in the crypto, the current price, the 24-hour volume, so how much is invested in the last 24 hours, how much of that coin is actually in circulation, and then the percentage gain in the last 24 hours, and you can see the price graph as well. So you can see the order of how much in the market cap is. So $300 billion. Next in line is second place is $63 billion, which is Ethereum, and then Ripple at 30 billion, and so on and so forth. And you know, a lot of people think, oh well, I just pick number one since it's Bitcoin, and then just invest in that. But they see that the price for one Bitcoin is $17,969, and that's obviously really high. But it doesn't mean that you have to spend $17,000 or $18,000. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin for $100, you know, and still have Bitcoin and still be able to trade Bitcoin with a smaller amount of money, because all the decimals that you can have. You get 0.00001 Bitcoin. No, that's how they divide that down. So even, you know, somebody like you and me can actually purchase it, and we don't have to spend $17,000 to do so. Okay, so it's pretty crazy what the crypto markets can give you with such a very small investment. Let's take, for example, Ripple. Now, Ripple's been around for since August 4th of 2013. So, you know, Bitcoin's been around since 2009. So it was quite a few years later. You can see that it's gone up and down, but the green line represents the actual price in US dollar, as you can see here, and then the price in Bitcoin is the orange, and then the 24-hour volume, and then the market cap is the blue graph here at the bottom. So let's go from this point. You can see where the market really started picking up. You can see that at the lowest point here, around January of this year, Ripple was just over half a cent, and for a value. So it's really freaking basically worthless, right? And then all of a sudden, in April, it started picking up value, and then it hit a peak of about 40 or so cents, so 37, and then where it is now at 79 cents is pretty nuts. So think about $1,000 investment in January. $1,000 investment in January of 2017. So we're talking about just about a year ago. That $1,000 would be worth almost $1.4 million at this point, because I know I'm rounding down to 0.5 half a cent, but still, this is the potential of this market. When you think like, oh, it's such a high risk market. Why does it have to be such a high risk market? Because yeah, a lot of people say that cryptocurrency is in a bubble, right, and that it could disappear the next day. But $1,000, I mean, I think that anybody could probably invest that, or most Americans have that in their savings, and would be able to potentially invest that or save up to invest $1,000 in the next potential big climber like Ripple. And you can see here that Ripple has made a good amount of millionaires for people that were holding earlier on, thinking that this would blow up, and it has. So the crypto market can be as risky or not risky as you want it to be. It depends on where you're putting your money. Now there are at this point 1,358 cryptocurrencies, and this website kind of ranks them all, and you can see that right on the front page it puts the top. It shows the top 100. Now, in my opinion, I think that the top 100 are probably going to be around to stay, or a good portion of them. And they will gradually increase in value over time. And as long as Bitcoin is climbing and gaining value, the entire market will do so as well. And they'll go in waves where some will drop in price and then gain back, and some will gain huge amounts, 100% in 24 hours or more. So where to put the money is, or your small investment. Well, I actually invested in IOTA. IOTA, I'm going to do just a very short, brief summary of why I invested in this crypto. IOTA, I feel like, improves upon Bitcoin's what Bitcoin originally set out to do, which is using the blockchain technology, which includes miners, where miners basically are mining the actual Bitcoin, so the Bitcoin itself. So you see that there's the circulating supply. So they're mining the Bitcoins and basically allowing that to go into circulation. And IOTA doesn't have miners, and so they just have a circulating supply of, I think it's 2 billion IOTA. Actually, no, that's more than 2 billion, I think. Yeah, that's 2 trillion, I think it is. Okay. No, that's 2 billion. 2,709,000,000. Okay, so put that aside. So they don't have the miners. They have a type of system called the Tangle, which connects all of the transactions, and there's no fees involved. If you're involved in Bitcoin, you'll understand that because of the miners, they have to prove your work or prove your transaction, and so there's a small fee, and they actually get paid for that, for mining the Bitcoin, and that's how that whole process works. So there are a bunch of cryptocurrencies that are trying to improve upon Bitcoin, what Bitcoin is, and that's why there are so many of them. And that's why some of them are actually increasing in value a lot, because they show a lot of potential. And Ripple in the recently is showing a lot of potential because it gives a way for the banks to transition, or a better way to wire money, basically. So, for example, if you want to wire money to Wells Fargo from a Bank of America or something like that, it's going to cost, any kind of wire fee is going to be $30, right? Well, Ripple tries to change that and make the wires faster, make them less expensive, and make it much easier and streamlined for banks to send money, and individuals to send money to and from banks into individuals as well. And so they're trying to combine the world of banks with cryptocurrency, because if you guys know cryptocurrency, they try to be decentralized and try to exclude banks because we want to take out the middleman. Well, Ripple's trying to do something a little bit different, and is trying to include the banks, so it's not trying to destroy and disrupt everything, but it's trying to improve upon a system that we already have in place. So that's why I think that Ripple has a lot of potential, but it also has a bit of risk involved, because if people decide that we want to throw the whole banking system out as cryptocurrency continues to gain in value, then Ripple could drop in price, and it could be a complete bust. But that is, how it goes with every cryptocurrency. Once people decide that it has a lot of value, something could happen that makes it drop. But as of now, most of the cryptos are actually climbing on a monthly, if not yearly basis. So I have made investments in Cardano, in IOTA, and in Ripple at this point, and in Bitcoin as well, and have made some really decent calls with how I've approached this market. Right now, I have a current value in my account of $1,600. Now, I did a video yesterday showing that my account was over $1,800, and it's because Ripple was much higher yesterday. Currently, it's at 76 cents. And I have a value of $1,600 from an investment of $800. So I've been investing heavily in cryptos in the last couple of weeks with just $800 and have increased that to $1,600. So I've doubled my account in about 2 weeks doing cryptos, and I hope to continue with making good calls in this market. And then eventually, after I reach maybe 10, hopefully reach 10 to 20, maybe even upwards of 50,000, I will then start transferring money into my trading account at Trader's Way with the foreign exchange market, or into Oanda, and start slowly putting much slower and safer gains on those profits that I've made through the crypto market. Now, the thing is about this video is that I wanted to introduce you guys to how to get involved in the safest way with cryptos. Now, I've talked about which ones are the best and which ones are good to invest in, at least the ones that I am. But how do you actually get into this market? Because it can be a little bit tricky in knowing where do I buy Bitcoin. I mean, you could probably buy it. I think you can buy it on eBay, but there's a really high markup. And who knows if you're going to get scammed or things like that. I know eBay does help with that. But a very easy and simple way to do this, and the most popular website to buy Bitcoin with US dollars is Coinbase. And I've used Coinbase before, and I'm actually going to log in here for you guys. Let's see. Now, Coinbase is been around for a while, and they have been awesome. And I think they have over 12 million user base. So it's a really easy way for users like me and you to buy Bitcoin with a credit card, or with PayPal or bank account. Now, this is what the back office of Coinbase looks like, and you can see with the current price of Bitcoin and where it was last month. And you can also buy Litecoin and Ethereum as well. And the cool thing is that you can buy the cryptos with your bank account, but they do have a transition period where you have to start with 500, then you can buy 1,000, then you can buy 10,000, and so on and so forth, until you get to a more trustworthy space with doing business with Coinbase. Now, you can also sell your Bitcoin to Coinbase, and they'll send it directly to your bank account, which is pretty freaking cool. And so what they'll do is, you buy the Bitcoin. Let's say, for example, you want to buy, I want to buy $1,000 of Bitcoin. Now you can see what that transfers in to be, and you say buy Bitcoin, and they need an address to send your Bitcoin to. So you will find a wallet, and the one I like to pick is BitPay. I like BitPay a lot. They're decent. They're probably not the best wallet in the world, but there's a lot of benefits involved, especially for U.S. traders. So they show you what your Bitcoin is worth, and they show how much is in your wallet. As you can see, I don't have a lot right now, just $7.20. But the cool thing is that you can attach a BitPay Visa card, which means that you can transfer your Bitcoin instantly into USD. which is really cool. So if you get if you have $1,000 in Bitcoin and you want to transfer that into US dollars instead of sending it to your bank account, and you just want to use it on a credit card, this is probably a good thing to do if you want to avoid the feds as well. That's just an option for you to use the card, and it's pretty simple and pretty easy to do. Buy some groceries or anything you want. You can also go to Coinbase and you can buy and sell your Bitcoin directly through Coinbase through the BitPay app, which is also pretty awesome, and I've already done this. So BitPay, good wallet, a lot of functionality. You can attach a card, which is super convenient, and so I recommend that. So if you have a BitPay, then they'll send it to the BitPay from Coinbase once you buy your $1,000 of Bitcoin. Send it to your BitPay, and then you can send your BitPay balance or your Bitcoin balance anywhere you want. And I like a broker called BuyNance, and they are an exchange, basically. You can call them a broker too. And BuyNance has a lot of options for many cryptos out there that you can buy and sell back into Bitcoin. Most of them go back into Bitcoin. So you basically can buy IOTA and sell IOTA for Bitcoin or vice versa, and it makes it really easy. So what you do is, if you have any available, this is what a chart looks like for Ripple. This is the Ripple chart that you're looking at right now. You can see the current price right here at 76 cents. You can see the price action. You can see the options date here for a limit order, a market, and a stop limit. And you can, if you want to just go directly into the market, you say, oh, I want to trade. I want to do 100% of the funds that I have invested. So if it's $1,000, you'll buy $1,000 worth of Ripple. And if I want to sell my Ripple, you do the same thing. You say, oh, okay, I have 2,086 Ripple, and I want to sell 100% of it. You can sell 50% of it as well, and so on and so forth. And it makes it really easy. You just press buy, and it's pretty much instant. Your order is executed right off the bat, especially if it's a market order. And then you own Ripple. And it shows you in your back office how much you own. So you can see here, this is Ripple right here, and you can see how much I own, 2,086. And you can withdraw it if you want into a wallet if you'd like, or you can trade it back into Bitcoin and then send it back to your BitPay account based on the profits that you make. So it's really simple. Once you actually own the Bitcoin, it's really easy to move that Bitcoin around. And it's pretty fast too. A payment or a sending of Bitcoin from BitPay to BuyNance only took probably about 5 minutes, maybe, for them to actually receive it. So it was pretty fast, and I like them a lot so far. You have to make sure and proof your address, and it's just like any standard broker. And so far, my business with them has been good. Alright, so I've shown you how to buy Bitcoin, what wallet I recommend, what brokerage or exchange I recommend. You also can try Bittrex. I think that I don't have an account with them yet, but they are one of the bigger, I think they are the biggest US exchange out there. And so you can check them out as well, and they have a lot of options. Alright, so Coinbase, I talked about that. And how you can work with them and send money to and from. You can buy Bitcoin, you can sell Bitcoin and then send it to your bank account, and it's awesome. Or PayPal too. And I actually sent some Bitcoin from or transferred Bitcoin into dollars from Coinbase and had them send it to my Wells Fargo account, and it only took less than 24 hours for that to actually take place. So it's crazy fast how quick they are. Alright, so this video was more of an introduction into the crypto market and how to really get involved. I'm not sure how much time I'm going to spend in the future on it. I'm going to try to spend an equal amount on Forex trading and foreign currency exchange trading and crypto trading. So, and how I feel like combining both is a good investment strategy. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like what you are hearing and like what I'm doing, please press the like button and subscribe. And hopefully I can come out with more videos and make some more decent calls on cryptos. And hopefully I can just grow my account into something big, trading this market. And hope to see you guys in the next videos. And have a great one. Bye.